Classes, answer our handouts, apply natin yung diniscuss ko earlier. Okay, so let's go to theory number 1. The power to decide disputed assessments, refunds of internal revenue taxes, fees or other charges, penalties imposed in relation thereto, or other matters arising under the tax code is vested with the Commissioner of the BIR or the CIR. Letter D for number 1. Number 2, it is the official action of an administrative officer in determining the amount of tax due from a taxpayer, or it may be a notice of the effect of the amount stated therein is due from the taxpayer with demand for payment of the tax or deficiency. Ang tawag natin dyan, class, tax assessment, DOG. Okay, so again, pag tax assessment, start with letter of authority, you have notice of discrepancy, you have preliminary assessment notice or PAN, and you have the final assessment notice or FAN. Okay, so yung 4 documents na yan, tawag natin dyan, tax assessment. Okay, let's go to number 3, where a return was filed as a general rule. The prescriptive period for assessment after the date the return was filed or due was filed, whichever is later is within. So ang rule natin, class, is 3 years. Actual filing, deadline for filing, whichever is later. So for number 3, it's letter A, 3 years. Number 4, which of the following prescriptive period for the BIR to conduct a tax audit is correct? Okay, letter A, alin daw yung correct dito? 10 years when no return is filed. No return, 10 years, that's correct. 10 years where return filed is false or fraudulent. Fraudulent, 10 years, that's correct. And then letter C, 3 years from actual filing or deadline for filing. If the return is not fraudulent, that's also correct. So DOG for number 4. All right. Let's go to number 5. A pre-assessment notice or yung preliminary assessment notice is required. So class, yung PAN na yan, okay? Prerequisite yan before ka mag-issue ng final assessment notice. Okay? So hindi ka pwede mag-issue ng FAN without PAN. Ang dami yan. Kaya lang, dito class, is required. Tingnan natin. Yung G-sheets natin, if i-open mo yung class, tignan muna natin kailan siya hindi required. As a rule kasi required yan. Okay? Merong 5 instances wherein hindi na required yung PAN. Ibig sabihin, diretso FAN ka na. Okay? So, basahin natin yung G-sheets natin class, sa second part. Preliminary assessment notice or PAN is not required in the following cases. A, when the finding for any deficiency tax is the result of mathematical error. Okay? Kamali ka na sa computation. Letter B, when a discrepancy has been determined between the tax withheld and the amount actually remitted by the withholding agent. Okay? Letter C, when a taxpayer who opted to claim for a refund or tax credit of excess creditable withholding tax to have carried over automatically applied the same amount. Letter D naman is about excise tax. Hindi binayaran yung excise tax. And letter E, when an article locally purchased or imported by an exempt person, binenta sa non-tax exempt person. Alright? So yung A is mathematical error, yung B is about yung B and C, creditable withholding tax, D is about excise tax, and E, pag binenta yung tax exempt imported goods sa non-tax exempt person. Ayun. Yung 5 na yung class, tandaan mo, hindi required na mag-issue ng FAN. Alright? So, tingnan natin. Number 5. A, when a discrepancy has been determined between the tax withheld and the amount actually remitted by the withholding agent. For example, sa salaries, di ba? Salaries, withhold niyan yung employer. Okay? Hindi ka issuean ng FAN. Alright? Diretso FAN yan doon sa employer mo pag mali yung withholding. B, when article locally purchased or imported has been sold, traded, or transferred to non-tax exempt persons. Yes. Hindi kailangan yan. When the deficiency tax is the result of mathematical errors. Yung A, B, and C, hindi required. Ang required dito is DOG. Before a final assessment notice is sent to the taxpayer. So for number 5, it's DOG. Number 6, the running of the prescriptive period for assessment is suspended except. Okay, so ang rule natin class, assessment is either 3 years or 10 years. Yun yung prescription period. Pag nag-lapse yan, hindi na pwedeng mag-assess si BIR. Ngayon, meron siyang pwedeng suspend yan. In the following cases, sa G-sheets natin, 4 instances. Letter A, when the taxpayer's request for reinvestigation was granted, so isususpend yung 3 years. Letter B, when the taxpayer cannot be located in the address given in the return, when no property of the taxpayer can be located, or when the taxpayer is out of the country. Yung 4 instances na yung class, suspended yung pagbibilang ng 3 years or 10 years. Gets? Okay, so let's go to number 6. The running of the prescriptive period is suspended except A, when the warranty of distraint has been duly served upon the taxpayer and no property could be located. So, no property could be located. B, if the taxpayer informs the commissioner of any change in address. False yan. Yung boy yung sagot natin. Kasi, ang nakalagay dito, pag hindi malocate, dito naman sa B, in-inform niya si commissioner ng change of address. Okay? Letter C, when the taxpayer request for investigation is granted and taxpayer is out of the Philippines. Yung A, C, and D, okay, suspended yung pagbibilang ng assessment. Yung boy is no. Except boy for number 6. Okay. Let's go to number 7. Which of the following is correct? A, a protest may be filed by the taxpayer anytime before the BIR collects the tax. False. Kailan ka pwede mag-protest? 30 days. Okay? Upon receipt of the final assessment notice. Pag hindi ka nag-protest, wala na yan. Executory na yan. Final executory and demandable na yan. So, mali yung A. The assessment shall include only the taxpayer. False. Ang nalagay mo sa assessment, findings, facts, basis, laws, rules, and regulations. Okay? False yan. C, the assessment should be made by the BIR within 5 years from the filing of return. Assessment, 3 years yung general rule natin. O pwede rin 10 years pag fraudulent. Okay? 3 years, 10 years. False din yan. Dog natin, a protest should be filed by the taxpayer. Otherwise, the assessment becomes final and can no longer be questioned in court. Yes. Pag hindi ka nag-protest dito, wala ka ng remedies. Final na yan. 7 is dog. The following remedies are available to the government to collect, except distraint, yes. Siya. Pag distraint, personal property. Levy, real property. Entering into compromise of tax cases, yes. Pag compromise, ito. Pwedeng 10%, pwedeng 40%. Yung dog naman, inquiring into bank deposit accounts of taxpayers. Okay, so to collect taxes except, so dog yung sagot dito class. Inquiring into bank deposit accounts of taxpayers. Alright, so A, B, and C are, ayan, ways to collect taxes from the taxpayer. Alright, so let's go to number 9. So 8 class, dog yung sagot natin, number 9. Where any national internal revenue tax is alleged to have been erroneously or illegally collected by the BIR. So, ibig sabihin, sobra yung bayad mo as taxpayer. Ano pwede natin gawin doon? Pwede tayo mag-refund, tama? The taxpayer should first, ano gagawin mo? Una, mag-file tayo ng refund or tax credit kay Commissioner of Internal Revenue. Letter C yung sagot natin. File a claim for refund or credit with the CIR. Letter C. Number 10, a tax credit certificate. Sir, ano yung TCC na yan? Ito yung class. Kasi dalawa yung options mo, di ba? Refund, ibig sabihin, babayaran ka talaga ni BIR. Yung tax credit, ipang-deduct mo yan sa future taxes mo. Yung tax credit na yan, ang ibibigay sa'yo ni BIR is TCC, or Tax Credit Certificate. The TCC, in accordance with the pertinent provisions of the tax code, which remains unutilized, shall unless revalidated or considered invalid, and shall not be allowed as payment. How many years from the date of issue? Kailangan, i-utilize mo yan within 5 years. Letter C for number 10. Again, yung TCC, utilize mo within 5 years. Okay? Letter C. Number 11, the Commissioner of BIR may compromise any internal revenue tax. Ito yung compromise natin. In the following instances, except A, the financial position demonstrates a clear inability, yes, financial incapacity. The tax or any portion thereof appears to be unjustly or excessively assessed. Mali yun. Kasi pag unjustly or excessively assessed, abatement or cancellation, hindi mo sisingilin. Yung boy, mali yan. Hindi yan compromise. Letter C, the taxpayer has been granted by the SEC or any competent tribunal a moratorium or suspension of payment. So, actually, tama din yan. Letter D, reasonable doubt as to validity. That's also correct. So, A, C, and D are all cases wherein pwede ka mag-compromise with the CIR. Boy, hindi yan. Okay? Abatement or cancellation your boy. Number 12, the following are grounds to cancel a tax liability except A, the administration and collection costs do not justify the collection, so hindi cost beneficial, yes. B, a reasonable doubt as to validity, false, compromise yan. Letter C, the tax is unjustly or excessively assessed, yes. So boy for number 12. Alright, so let's see. The summary remedies of distraint of personal property shall be exercised by the Commissioner of Internal Revenue if the amount is, okay, so class answer dito sa number 13, it's 1 million. Okay, so tanda mo, kapag sa distraint class, ito yung rule. Saan ba yung distraint na yan? Yung actual seizure na yan, ito, pag more than 1 million, ang bahala mag-perform ng actual distraint is the CIR. Tama? Pag less than, pag 1 million or less, right? Si RDO naman ang bahala dyan. Got it? So yung threshold natin is 1 million. Pag sumobra ng 1 million, si CIR magpe-perform ng distraint natin. Letter C, 1 million. Okay, number 14, the property of a delinquent taxpayer shall not be placed under constructive distraint by the commissioner if in his opinion is. So again, binasa natin kanina class kung kailan pwede yung constructive distraint. Basahin na din natin. The taxpayer is retiring from business, he intends to leave the Philippines, removes his property, and any act to obstruct the proceedings. So basahin natin class. 14A, retiring from business, yes. Intending to leave the country, yes. Doing all possible legal means to dispute the assessment. False yan. Okay, letter C tayo for number 14. D, performing any act to obstruct the proceedings, yes. 14, letter C. Okay, number 15, the distinction between actual distraint and constructive distraint. Actual, constructive. Letter A, actual distraint may be made on the property of any taxpayer, whether delinquent or not, while constructive distraint is made on the property only of a delinquent taxpayer. Both yan. Okay, same rules will apply for actual and constructive. So mali yung A. Boy, in actual distraint, there is taking of property, while in constructive distraint, the taxpayer is merely prohibited from disposing the property. That's correct. Okay? Pag actual, may actual seizure, bebenta sa public auction. Pag constructive, magsasign ng agreement. Okay? Bawal i-dispose. Okay? May prohibition, dapat i-preserve lang ng taxpayer. Boy, yung sagot natin for number 15. Letter C, actual distraint is effected by requiring the taxpayer to sign a receipt of the property. Okay? Mali, yung C na yan should be constructive distraint. Okay? 15 is boy. Number 16, which of the following is false? In case the personal property of the taxpayer has been distrained by the government through BIR, and the property, ito yung natutunan niyo sa law on sale sa RFBT. Letter A is about to be sold at public auction. The taxpayer may exercise the right of preemption. Yes. Pag personal property district, may right of preemption ka. Ibig sabihin, ikaw yung priority na bumili during public auction. Boy, if sold at public auction, any excess shall accrue to the taxpayer and any deficiency shall be to the account of him also. Yes, yun yung provisions natin sa law on sales. Letter C has been sold at public auction. The taxpayer may exercise the right of redemption. False. Ang tanong dito sa 16 is personal property. Pag personal property, right of preemption, hindi redemption. So letter C for number 16. Letter D is being sold at public auction and the amount of bid is much less than the value. The commissioner may purchase the same for the government. That's also correct. Okay? C yung false yan. Okay, so next. Doon tayo sa number 17. Number 17, statement 1. All criminal violations may be compromised, except those already filed in court and involving fraud. Yes, correct for statement 1. Statement 2, for filing a false or fraudulent return, a 25% surcharge is imposed. False. Pag fraudulent return, 50% surcharge. Statement 3, a compromise for a tax liability on the ground of financial incapacity, okay, shall involve a tax payment at a minimum compromise rate of 10%. So false din yan, 40% nakalagay. Statement 4, a compromise other cases, the compromise shall involve a compromise rate of 10%, mali, 40%. So true, false, false, false. Letter A yung sagot natin. Only one of the above statements is true. Okay, let's go to number 18, Mr. X. A self-employed taxpayer. Actually, dito meron na tayong konting computation. So I think, pwede na nating erase to. So class, erase ko na to, okay lang? So, sige, dito na lang. I think important to. Gusto ko kasing i-retain as much as possible yung sinulat ko sa board. So ito, pwede ko nang i-erase. And I think ito, pwede rin. Sige. Dito na tayo mag-solve class. So, para ma-retain natin yung mga sinulat ko. Let's go to number 18. Mr. X, a self-employed taxpayer, filed his return. Filed his annual ITR for calendar year 2019 and paid 400,000. Upon examination, it was disclosed that he erroneously computed the tax due. The correct amount of tax due should be 480,000. So kulang yung binayad, tama? The taxpayer is assessed for deficiency income tax in a letter of demand and assessment notice issued on June 15, calling for payment on or before August 15. The amount still due on August 15 is, so ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Sa number 18, meron kang deficiency tax. Kulang yung binayad mo eh. Ang binayad mo lang, 400, it should be 450. So kulang ka ng 50,000. Okay? Ngayon, may surcharge ba dyan? Actually, class, walang surcharge dyan. Bakit, sir? Kasi, nag-file siya. Diba? Nakalagay, file this ITR. Tapos, nagbayad naman siya on time. Tama? Tuwing kailan may surcharge, punta tayo sa G-sheets natin sa baba. Dun sa 25% surcharge tayo. Failure to file. Ay, nag-file naman eh. Nakuha mo yan? Ano pa? Filing a return with wrong venue, yung number 2. Hindi naman wrong venue. Failure to pay the deficiency tax. Hindi naman. Failure to pay the full or part na where no return is required to be filed. Hindi rin. Tandaan mo, class, yung 25% surcharge na yan, yung number 1, pag hindi nag-file. In this case, nag-file, so wala kang surcharge. Ingat ka dun ha. Pero syempre, meron kang interest. Meron kang deficiency interest. Ilang percent? 12%. Computin natin. From where? From when? August, kung kailan ka nagbayad. In this case, April 15. Tama? April 15 to August 15, ilang months yun? May, June, July, August. Tama ba? Ang date dito pala is April 15, 2020. Kasi 2019 eh. Di ba yung 2019, next year mo babayaran yun, April 15, 2020. Ang binayaran siya August 15, 2021. So, ilan yan? So, tama ba? Sumobra ng 1 year yan. So, 1 year, May, June, July, August. 12 months plus 4 months. Tama ba? 16 months yan. Tama? 16 months. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, 50,000. So, sabayan niyo ako mag-compute. 50,000 times 12% times 16 over 12. Okay? Makukuha ko dyan 8,000. 8,000. So, answer natin dito, class, is 58,000. Letter boy. Letter boy for number 18. Again, walang surcharge kasi nag-file. Ngayon, kailan yung interest, sir? Kailan nagbayad? April 15, 2020. Kailan yung nasa assessment note, nasa letter of demand, nasa FAN? August 15. So, yun yung kukumpito mo na interest, na 12%. Okay? So, 18 is boy. Let's go to number 19. The ITR for the calendar year 2020 was due for filing on April 15. But the taxpayer voluntarily filed his return without notice from BIR. Uy, voluntary file. Di ba ito yan? Filed without notice from BIR. So, meron kang simple neglect. 25% surcharge yun. Ngayon, class, ang difference yan, sa number 18, nag-file on time. Sa number 19, hindi nag-file on time, kaya meron kang 25% surcharge. Gets? Okay. On July 15, 2021, the tax due per return amounts to 500,000. Question number 1, the total amount due on July 15, 2021 is, so ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Sa question 1 natin, merong deficiency tax. How much? 500,000, tama? 500,000. Meron kang surcharge? Yes. 25%. Kumpitin natin, 500,000 times 25%. Surcharge mo is 125,000. Meron kang interest, yes. Basta hindi ka nagbayad on time, may interest yan. Ilang months? So, April 15, 2021 to July 15. May, June, July, 3 months, tama? So, computing nga natin, class. 500,000, ito yung basis mo ha, ng interest. Baka isama mo yung surcharge. Huwag mo isasama yan, 500,000 lang. 500,000 times 12%, times 3 over 12, you should get interest na 15,000. Okay? 15,000. So, yung total na babayaran mo, deficiency tax na 500,000, plus yung surcharge na 125, plus 15,000 na interest, 640,000. Letter C. Okay, letter C. Let's go to question number 2. Erase natin to. Question number 2 natin. Assuming the taxpayer filed his return but only after the notice from BIR was received on July 15. Ibig sabihin, class, willful neglect yun. Kasi hinintay mo pa na-i-inform ka ni BIR bago ka mag-file. 50% yun. So actually, pwede natin ito na sagutin natin. Question number 2, ano may iba diyang class? Instead na 125, 50% ng 500, which is 250,000. So magiging sagot natin for question number 2, 500,000 plus 250 plus 15,000, syempre same yung interest, 765,000, letter dog. So ang iniba lang natin, sa question 1 is 25%, question 2, 50% ka. Kasi willful neglect. Okay, question 3. Assuming the ITR was filed on April 15, 2021, but through an internal revenue officer other than with whom the return is required to be filed. So class, punta ka dun sa surcharge na number 2. Ito yung wrong venue. Filing a return with an internal revenue officer other than those with whom the return is required to be filed. Mali yung RDO na pinag-filean mo. 25% surcharge. Okay? So it means, sa question number 3, meron tayong deficiency tax na 500,000. So class, ang tanong ko sa inyo, 500,000, meron ka bang surcharge? Well, meron kang surcharge, which is, again, 25%, tama? 125. Ang tanong ko pala sa inyo, meron ka bang interest na babayaran dyan? Sa question number 3. Isipin mo mabuti. May interest ka bang babayaran? Wala. Bakit, sir? Kasi, nag-file ka naman on time, April 15. Gets? Okay. Nag-file ka on time, so wala kang deficiency or delinquency interest. Meron ka lang surcharge na babayaran. So, 0 to. Answer natin is 625,000. Letter A. Letter A for number 19. Okay? So, actually, medyo madali lang naman class yung computation sa remedies. Kailangan alam mo lang how much yung surcharge and kung kailangan mag-impose ng interest. Okay? So, practice pa tayo. Let's go to number 20. Okay, ABC Corporation filed its ITR and paid the tax for calendar year 2019 with a net taxable income of 2 million. Upon investigation, it was disclosed that its ITR was false and fraudulent. Okay? Because it did not report a taxable income amounting to 800,000. Sir, parang familiar yan ah. Nasaan yun, sir? Ito. Fraudulent. Tapos in-understate mo yung, well, basically, gross income mo. Okay? Tingnan natin ilang percent yan. 800,000 divided by 2 million, 40%. So at least 30%, ibig sabihin, considered as fraudulent. Meron kang 50% surcharge. Okay? Now, failing to protest on time against the preliminary assessment notice, a final letter of demand issued on June 15 calling for payment. So how much yung babayaran ng taxpayer sa number 20? Tingnan natin, class. Ganito gagawin ko dyan. Sa number 20, question 1, okay, so meron kang deficiency tax. How much? 800,000, hindi yun yung tax ha. 800,000 yun yung understatement. Tama? Now, ano ba yung tax rate noong 2019? 30% pa dati kasi hindi pa effective yung create law. No? So yun na lang. No? Ang nakalagay dito, pag effective na yung create law, syempre it's either 20% or 25%. Okay? Hindi naman yun yung important sa atin yun. Ang important sa atin is kung how much yung computation ng babayaran niya on July 15. So again, deficiency tax natin, 800,000 times yung RCET dati, 2019, is 30%. 800,000 times 0.3, 240,000. Okay, 240. Now, sir, meron bang surcharge yan? Yes, kasi nga, ito, fraudulent return, 50%. Malaki surcharge yan. 240,000 times 50%, 120,000. Class, meron bang interest? Yes, kasi as long as hindi ka nagbayad on time, okay? Kasi July 15 to eh. So, basta hindi April 15 ang bayaran mo, mag-impose ka ng interest yan. So, paano sir natin kukumpitin yan? Tingnan natin ha. So, interest natin, again, based on 240,000 yan, ilang months ba yan, class? 2019 nakalagay dito. So, dapat bayaran yon April 15, 2020. Tama? And then, binayaran siya July 15, 2021. So, ilan yan? So, April, May, June, July. 3 months, add ko dun sa 12 months kasi 1 year eh. So, 15 months to. Nakuha mo yan? 15 months. Tama? So, compute natin yung interest. 240,000 times 12% times 15 over 12, you have 36,000. Ayun. 36,000. 240,000 plus 120 plus 36,000, you get 396,000. 396,000, answer natin class for question number 1 is letter C. Okay, let's go to question number 2. Question number 2. Assuming that the assessment has become final and collectible, but the corporation pays the tax assessment only on September 15, 2021. The total amount due is, so class, dapat ito binayaran to July 15, 2021. Tama? Ngayon, hindi binayaran ng taxpayer. Binayaran niya September 15, 2021. How much yung babayaran ng taxpayer noong September 15? Ganito yung class. As of July, meron siyang deficiency tax na, as of July 15. Di ba ito yung babayaran niya, 396? Tama? May 396 dapat. Ngayong class, mag-i-impose pa ng additional surcharge sa'yo. Bakit, sir? Punta tayo dun sa 25% surcharge number 3. Tama yun. 25% surcharge number 3. Basahin ko ha. Failure to pay the deficiency tax within the time prescribed for its payment in the notice of assessment. Yung nakalagay sa notice of assessment, bayaran mo daw July 15, 2021. Hindi mo binayaran. Binayaran mo siya September 15. Additional 25% surcharge ka naman. Ano yung basis? Ito. 396,000 times 25%, 99,000. Kaya ang bilis class lumaki ng babayaran sa BIR pag di ka nagbayad on time. Alright? So, from 240 lang dapat, nag-surcharge sa'yo, nag-interest. Additional surcharge ka naman dito. Tama? Ngayon, may interest ka na naman. Bakit, sir? Kasi hindi mo binayaran ng July. Ang basis ng interest mo is no longer 240, but yung balance na 396. Okay? 396,000, ilan yun? July, August, September, 2 months. Tama? So, 396,000, tama ba? 2 months ba? So, July, tama, August, September, 2 months. 396,000 times 12% times 2 over 12, you get 396,000 times 12% times 2 over 12, you should get 7,920. Ayun, ito yung interest mo. 396,000 plus 99,000 plus 7,920, you get 502,920. 502,920, that is letter A. Alright, letter A. So hopefully, nag-gets nyo ito. Ito yung important dyan. Well, let's go to number 21. Practice pa tayo. I think, ano na to? Hindi na to computation. Alam na natin. Apply na natin class kung ilang days, deadline for protest, mga ganyan. Starting number 21. Okay. So easy lang yan. Hindi natin class, ha? 21. Mr. X filed an ITR for calendar year 2018 on March 15, 2019. The BIR assessed a deficiency tax on April 10. When is the deadline? O when is the last day of the BIR to make assessment? Ano ulit yun? Assessment natin, 3 years or 10 years. Dito, wala naman sinabing fraudulent or nakalagay din, nag-file naman si Mr. X, ibig sabihin 3 years. Ano yung rule natin, class? For number 21, 3 years. Ano yung actual filing natin? Actual filing is actual filing natin is March 15, tama? Yes, March 15. March 15, 2019. Yan, yung deadline, well, lagi namang April 15, 2019. So, for the calendar 2018, tama, 2019. Now, 3 years, tama, whichever is later. Ito yung actual, ito yung deadline, whichever is later. Di dapat yan. So, plus 3 years natin. So, ang deadline is April 15, 2022. Answer natin is letter A. Okay, letter A. So, ibig sabihin, hanggang April 15, 2022, pwede mag-assess si BIR. Pagdating ng April 16, 2022, hindi na pwede mag-assess si BIR. Nag-prescribe na. Alright? So, ayan. Number 22, Mr. X filed his ITR for taxable year 2018 on May 5, 2019. After an investigation, it was discovered that the tax paid was deficient. The last day for BIR to send an assessment, o ganun pa rin, 3 years. Yung actual filing, nakalagay May 5, 2019. Alright? And then, yung deadline, syempre, April 15, 2019. So, ang rule natin, whichever is later, in this case, ito naman yung later, no? Add natin yung 3. So, ibig sabihin, class, ang last day ni BIR is May 5, 2022. That is letter boy. May 5, 2022. Let's go to 23. Mr. X filed his 2018 ITR on April 10, 2019. On June 20, 2019, he filed an amended return, which is substantially different from the original return. The last day to release or mail or send assessment. So, class, pag anong nangyari dito, nag-amend. Tama? In-amend ni taxpayer. Kasi ito yung rule natin. Actual or deadline, whichever is later. Pag in-amend niya, well, yun yung magiging basis mo. June 20, 2019 plus 3 years mo yan. June 20, 2022, letter C. Okay? Tandaan mo, sa point of view kasi ni BIR, mas okay kung mas matagal yung assessment period na pwede siya mag-assess. Okay? So, 3 years, June 20, 2022, letter C for number 23. Okay, so let's go to number 24. Ayan, so ito, maraming dates na given. Date assessment was received. Ito yun. In-issue sa yung fan. Date petition for reinvestigation. Nasaan yun? Ito. Dapat 30 days. Tingnan natin class ha. March 31, dapat 30 days nag-file ka for reinvestigation. April 10, so after 10 days nag-file. Kasi March 31, tapos nag-file April 10. Pasok siya sa 30 days. Okay, okay yan. Date of filing of documents to support the petition. Kailangan mo magbigay ng document 60 days. Tama? 60 days from April 10. So ilan ba yun? Sa April, meron kang 20 days. Tapos sa May, meron kang 15 days. So 35 days. Pasok naman sa 60 days. Okay lang. Tama naman si taxpayer. Date decision of denial of the petition. Dinenay. Direct denial yan. Malamang kasi may decision dinenay. So when is the last day to appeal to the CTA? Kailan ka pwede mag-appeal sa CTA? Mag-appeal ka sa CTA 30 days from the date of denial. Kailan ka dinenay? September 25. Tingnan natin class ha. So sa September, 30 days daw, di ba? September 25 hanggang September 30 yan tama? So ibig sabihin, meron kang 5 days sa September 30. Up to September 30. So October, kasi ang total is 30 days. So ibig sabihin, October 25. Ito yung deadline for appeal natin sa CTA. Letter D, October 25, 2021. Nagets mo kasi, yung decision ng denial, 30 days, tama? So ang nag-decide September 25. Ilan ba yung 30 days from September 25? October 25. Answer natin is letter dog. Ayun. Sige, let's go to number 25. Date assessment was received. Yung fund na-receive natin, March 10. Date petition for investigation, March 31. So after 21 days, pasok. Kasi 30 days yung kailangan. Tama? Or within 30 days. Date of filing of documents to support the petition. Kailan final? May 8. So ilan yun? Sa April, meron tayong 30 days. Sa May, merong 8. After 38 days. Pasok naman kasi 60 days yung requirement. No decision on the protest is received. Uy! No decision. So ano ibig sabihin nun? Indirect denial. Kasi not acted upon. Pero bilangin natin. Tama ba from May 8 to October 30, ilan yan? Sulat ko dito ha. Kailangan natin malaman ilang days yung May 8 to October 30. Kasi actual days yung bilangan dito. Class ha? Tapos sabi dyan, when is the last day to appeal to the CTA? Ganito kasi yung rule natin Pag hindi nag-act within 180 days, meron kang 30 days para mag-appeal sa CTA. Basically, 180 plus 30, 210 days. So bilangin natin. So dito natin ha. So 180 plus 30 is 210. Sa May, meron kang ilan na lang? From date of submission class 180 days from date of submission. Kailangan nag-submit. May 8. Okay, so meron ka lang ilang days sa May. May 31 yan, minus 8, 23. June, meron tayong 30 days sa June. Sa July, 31 days. August, 31. September, we have 30. Okay, October, we have 31. November, we have 30. So bilangan nga natin ito class. So 23, kailangan natin 210. 23 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30. Meron tayong 206. So ibig sabihin, December 4. December 4. Yun yung deadline for filing. Okay? So ito lahat, 210 days yan. Sa nakuha yung 210 days, 180 days from na hindi nag-act upon, plus meron kang 30 days para mag-appeal sa CTA. So total of 210. From May 8, 2021, yung 210 days doon is December 4. Answer natin is letter C, December 4. Okay. Number 26, date of payment of tax erroneously paid, April 15, 2020. Date of claim for refund. Ano yung rule natin sa refund? Kailangan within 2 years from date of payment, mag-file ka kay CIR. Kailan ba nagbayad? April 15, 2021. So hanggang April 15, 2020. So hanggang April 15, 2022. Nag-claim for refund, Feb 15, 2021. So pasok pa sa 2 years. Dinenay. Date of decision of denial by the BIR was received, September 15, 2021. Okay, so it means yung 2 years up to, tama ba, April 15, 2022. Tama? Kasi 2 years from date of payment Ayan. Ngayon, dinenay ka, pwede ka pang mag-appeal 30 days from date of denial. Kailan yung denial? September 15, 2021. Okay, ilan yung 30 days from September 15? Well, sa September, meron ka pang 15 remaining days. So, October, meron kang 15 para maging 30 days. Tama? So, it means, answer natin dito, class, October 15, 2021. Alright? Answer natin, dog, October 15, 2021. Kasi 30 days from date of denial. Ito yung sinunod natin. Question number 2. So, dog for question 1. Assuming the date of decision was received on March 31, 2022. When is the last day to appeal to the CTA? Okay. Now, March 31, 2022, ibig sabihin 30 days. Tama? So, sa April, dapat April 30, 2022. Ang sagot natin dyan. Kaya lang, sabi ko dito, must be within 2 years. Hanggang kailan ba yung 2 years? Hanggang dito lang. Sumobra yung April 30, 2022. Nakuha niyan. So that's why, pwede ka lang mag-appeal up to maximum April 15, 2022, which is letter boy. Ito kasi pasok sa 2 years Ito hindi pumasok sa 2 years. So, ito, hanggang dito ka lang, April 15, 2022. Gets? Okay. Boy for question number 2. Okay, practice pa tayo. Number 27, date the assessment was received. Na-receive natin yung fund. March 10, 2021. Date of petition for reinvestigation. Okay, nag-file tayo, reinvestigation. Ibig sabihin, nag-provide tayo ng additional evidence. Next is filing of documents, 60 days yan. Denial by BIR was received. Oy, direct denial. Date the petition for reconsideration to BIR was filed. Nag-MR tayo kay CIR. Date the decision of denial for reconsideration was received. 30 days. Pwede kang mag-petition to CTA. Okay, when is the last day to appeal to the CTA? Pag dinenay ka, meron kang 30 days from denial, pwede kang mag-appeal to CTA division. Okay? Kailan ka dinenay? Nakita mo dyan class yung June 10, 2021? Okay? So mag-add tayo ng 30 days. So ilan yan? So meron tayong ilang days na sa June? Meron tayong 20 days. Sa July, meron tayong 10 days. Total of 30. Ibig sabihin, last day to appeal natin kay CIR is, or sorry, last day to appeal natin kay CTA is letter C, July 10, 2021. Okay. C for question 1. Assuming the BIR has amended the decision on the petition for reconsideration, and the amended decision was received on June 25, when is the last day to appeal to the CTA? Okay, so nag-motion ka, dinenay. Meron ka ulit 30 days. Kailan yun? June 25, 2021, bilang tayo ng 30 days. So sa June, meron pa tayong ilang remaining days? 5 days. Sa July, meron tayong remaining, 25 days para maging 30 days. Answer natin, July 25, letter A. Letter A. Okay, let's go to number 28. Mr. X filed an ITR for the calendar year 2020 and on March 5, 2021. Okay. The BIR issued a formal letter of demand or final assessment notice on April 5, 2023, which has become final, executory, and demandable. When is the last day for the BIR to collect? Ano yung prescription period ng collection? Tingnan mo natin, nag-file ba ng ITR? Meron ba tayong assessment? Yes. So, ibig sabihin, with assessment. 5 years yan. So, ilan yung 5 years? April 5, 2023 plus 5 years, April 5, 2028, letter A for number 28. So, again, may assessment tayo kasi nakalagay dyan, nag-issue doon ng fund. Okay? So, bilang ka ng 5 years from issuance of fund. So, April 5, 2023 plus 5 years, April 5, 2028, letter A for number 28. Okay. Number 29, Mr. X paid his income tax liability on April 15, 2021. It was found out later on July 31 that he overpaid by more than 100,000. May overpayment ka, so pwede ka mag-file ng refund. When is the last day to file a claim for a tax refund? 2 years from the date of payment. Tama? 2 years, so April 15, 2023. Okay, so yun yung sagot natin. 2 years. Letter A for question 1. Question 2, assuming his claim for tax refund was denied and the denial was received on April 25, 2024, what is the proper remedy available to Mr. X? Tignan natin class ha. So lagay ko dito yung mga relevant dates. Dito siya nagbayad, April 15, 2021. So ang rule natin 2 years. So hanggang April 15, 2023. Tama? Yan yung sagot natin sa question 1 Ngayon class, assuming his claim for tax refund was denied and the denial was received on April 15, 2024, sumobra na sa 2 years. Okay? Dinenay ka. Date of denial, April 15, 2024. Sumobra ka na sa 2 years, hindi ka na pwede mag-file ng appeal sa CTA. Meron pa bang remedy? Yes. Sabi ko dito, pag beyond 2 years, pwede ka mag-file ng motion for reconsideration kay CIR within 30 days. Letter C, file a motion for reconsideration on or before May 25. Ano ba yung May 25? Yun yung 30 days from April 15. Okay? So, ayan. Tama ba? April 25 pala to, 2024. April 25, 2024. Ayan, so 30 days bilang ka, May 25. Okay? Yung A and B, hindi mo na pwedeng gawin yan. Kasi hindi ka na pwede mag-appeal sa CTA kasi hindi mo na meet yung 30 days within 2 years. Okay? Tapos, letter C, pwede mong gawin yan. Now, pag dinenay ka pa ni CIR, wala na. Final and executory na yan. Okay? And demandable. So, question 1 is A, question 2 is C. Number 30, ABC Inc. received a notice of assessment and letter from the BIR demanding payment of 5 million pesos in deficiency income taxes for taxable year 2020. The FS of the company showed that it has been suffering financial reverses from year 2021 up to the present. Its asset position shows that it could pay only 1 million, which is offered as a compromise to the BIR. Which among the following may the BIR require to enable it to enter into a compromise with ABC Inc. Okay, now, again, anong nangyari dito? May compromise, no? So, for this one, I think it's financial incapacity kasi 1 million lang daw yung kayang ibayad. Ngayon, ang gagawin ni BIR dyan, letter D, okay? Si ABC, kailangan niya i-waive yung right to secrecy. Ang gagawin ni BIR, mag-i-inquire siya sa bank deposit. Again, ano ulit yung 2 instances na related sa tax na pwedeng i-waive yung bank secrecy law, bank secrecy rights? Number 1, financial incapacity sa compromise. Number 2, determination of gross estate, pagko-compute yung estate tax. Dog for number 30. Number 31, Mr. X, a Filipino citizen, filed his 2020 ITR on March 15, 2021. Okay? On December 2021, he left the Philippines as an immigrant to join his family in US. After investigation of said return, the BIR issued a notice of deficiency income tax on April 15, 2023. Mr. X returned to the Philippines as a balikbayan on December 8, 2023. Finding his name as a delinquent taxpayer, he filed a protest against the assessment on the ground that he did not receive the notice of assessment and that the assessment had prescribed. Will the protest of Mr. X prosper? Class, nag-prescribe na ba dito? So again, yung prescription is, well, nag-file naman ng ITR si Mr. X. So, 3 years. Okay, kailan? Actual filing or deadline for filing, whichever is later. So, natin ha. Yung actual filing is March 15, 2021. March 15, 2021. Yung deadline is, alam natin, April 15. April 15, 2021. So, whichever is later, therefore, ito siya. Okay, add natin yung 3 years. Yung up to April 15, 2024, pwede mag-assess si BIR. Kailan siya nag-assess? April 15, 2023. Pasok pa sa assessment period. Answer natin dito is boy. No, the assessment has not prescribed because it was issued by the BIR on April 15, 2023, which is within the reglementary period of 3 years from the time the return should have been filed on April 15, 2021 hanggang April 15, 2024. So tama lang si BIR. Okay? Letter B for number 31. Okay, so malapit na hanggang 37 na to class. Dinamihan ko talaga yung questions para ma-apply natin lahat to. And again, marami lumalabas kasi ito sa board. So gusto ko mag-practice pa. Number 32. An assessment was issued by the BIR against the taxpayer based on a review of the financial statements presented by the taxpayer together with the tax returns. Without conducting an actual investigation, but it presented the facts, laws, and findings. So yun yung mga important. Findings, facts, and then yung basis natin, laws, rules, and regulations. So nag-follow naman si BIR dun sa requirements ng content ng PAN and FAN. The same was questioned by the taxpayer on the ground that it was capricious, whimsical, and without legal basis. The findings of the BIR would stand against the taxpayer because, doon tayo sa letter B or boy, there is a presumption of correctness on the findings of the BIR which shifts the burden to the taxpayer to disprove. Again, burden of proof na sa taxpayer yan. Kaya meron siyang opportunity to explain yung side niya and meron siyang opportunity na mag-provide ng additional evidence supporting documents. Okay? The burden to disprove is on the taxpayer. Letter B for number 32. Number 33, on January 20, 2020, a taxpayer filed a petition for reinvestigation. Ito. On an assessment of internal revenue tax. He received a final decision of the BIR on the petition on April 30, 2020. He failed to appeal to the decision to the CTA. Hindi siya nag-appeal dito sa CTA. The BIR was collecting the tax by summary proceedings on June 20, 2025. The taxpayer was opposing the collection on the ground of prescription. Yung collection natin, class, ang rule natin is 5 years. Okay? 5 years. From issuance of fund. Tama? Kailan ba nag-issue? April 30, 2020. So, April 30, 2020 plus 5 years, April 30, 2025. Yun. So, nag-collect si BIR June 20, 2025. Uy, sumobra. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, nag-prescribe na. Hindi na pwede mag-collect si BIR. Ang panalo dito si taxpayer. Okay? Answer natin, letter C, April 30, 2025. Again, sa number 33, hindi na pwede mag-collect si CIR dyan. Okay, number 34. Mr. X erroneously paid an internal revenue tax of 600,000 on November 14, 2019. He filed a claim for refund with CIR on July 31, 2020. Pwede ba ba? Yes, 2 years. So, November 14, 2021. Hanggang dito pwede mag-file ng refund. November 14, 2021. Okay, he filed a claim for refund on July 31. So, pasok naman. The BIR, however, approved the refund only of 200,000 on January 20. On December 1, he engaged your tax services on a contingent basis for the purpose of recovering the remaining 400. Will you accept the engagement? In-engage ka December 1. Sumobra na. Wala na. Expired na. Okay? Hindi ka na pwedeng mag-file ng refund. Sumobra na sa 2 years. Okay? So, answer natin dito, dog. No, because as of December 1, the right of the taxpayer to contest before the Court of Tax Appeals, the BIR denial of the refund has already prescribed. Nag-prescribe na. November 14, 2021 pa lang. Dog for number 34. 3 questions na lang. 35. ABC Corporation received a notice of assessment from the BIR. It seasonably filed a motion for reinvestigation with all the necessary supporting documents. But the BIR failed to act on the protest. 30 days from the lapse of 180 days of submission, ABC still has not elevated the matter to the CTA. Dapat ang ginawa niya, pwede. So ang ginawa, indirect, tama? Hindi basically sininzone ni BIR na 180 days. Ano pwedeng gawin ni taxpayer? Mag-appeal sa CTA. Dito hindi siya nag-appeal. Ano pa pwede niyang gawin? Hintayin niya yung decision from CIR. Depende sa decision, pag dinenay siya, mag-appeal siya sa CTA 30 days. Kaya answer dito class, ano yung remedy? Dog. It may wait for the final decision of the BIR on his protest and appeal to CTA within 30 days from such decision. Dog for number 35. 36. Mr. X paid excessive tax on April 15, 2019. On December 20, 2020, he filed a written claim for refund. Okay, so erase natin. Dito natin ilagay yung dates para hindi nakakalito. So, April 15, 2019. Tama? So meron siyang 2 years, April 15, 2021 to file refund. Okay. His claim was denied by BIR and he received a denial on March 20, 2021. March 20, 2021. Okay. On April 18, he received the final denial of the BIR. What will be his remedy? Okay. So nag-file siya ng motion for reconsideration. Dito. Nag-file ng motion for reconsideration kay CIR and then na-deny siya ng April 18, 2021. April 18, 2021. Sumobra na siya sa 2 years na April 15, 2021. Okay? Pwede na lang, nag-file ka ng MR. Kaya lang, nag-file ka na nga dito eh. So, iyon na yung last mo. Pag nag-file ka, ang motion for reconsideration, na-deny pa, tapos beyond 2 years, wala ka ng option, wala ka ng remedy. Dog for number 36. Mr. X has no more remedy against the final denial. So, wala nang i-refund si Mr. X. Okay, last number 37. On March 30, 2021, Mr. X, or Company X, received a notice of assessment and a letter of demand on its April 15, 2018. Final adjustment return from the BIR. Company X then filed a request for investigation. Supporting documents, April 25. On June 2, 2021, the BIR was issued a final assessment reducing the amount of tax demand. Since Company X was satisfied with the reduction, it did not do anything anymore. On April 15, 2026, the BIR garnished the corporation's bank deposit. Okay, so anong nangyari dito, class? Nag-petition ka, nag-protest ka, request for investigation. Okay, so pumayag si BIR, binaba niya yung tax demand, okay? Kaya lang walang ginawa si Company X. Hindi siya nagbayad, basically. So on April 15, 2026, the BIR garnished the corporation's bank deposits. Was the BIR action proper? Okay, so ganito yung class. Pwede pa ba mag-collect si BIR? 5 years yung rule natin kasi nag-issue ng assessment eh. Merong fund, tama? Kailan yung date natin dyan? Well, yung fund, yung final assessment binigay ng June 2, 2021, plus 5 years. So si BIR meron siyang hanggang June 2, 2026 to collect. So was the BIR action proper? Kailan siya nag-collect? April 15, 2026. Pasok pa siya sa 5 years. Dog yung sagot natin. Yes, the BIR has 5 years from the issuance of final assessment within which to collect. Okay, dog tayo dyan. Question 2. What is the effect of Company X's failure to file a protest on its assessed deficiency taxes? So pag hindi ka na nag-file ng protest, dyan, or pag binigyan ka ng fund, hindi ka na nag-file, letter A na yung effect dyan. The taxpayer's liability becomes fixed, subject to collection, as the assessment becomes final and collectible. Pag hindi ka nag-protest, yung decision will be final, executory, and demandable. Answer for question 2 is letter A. Okay? Question 1 is dog, question 2 is A. Alright? So, ayan class. That's the end of our discussion for remedies.